Welcome to Ambassador's Daily Banquet, Odo, your daily spiritual nourishment. Yeah, yeah, we feast on God's word, draw strength from his promises to live as true ambassadors. Jure, receive fresh revelation to empower your faith. Oh yeah, let us step into today's banquet. Come on, step into the banquet.
So, what's the one thing that separates a group that truly thrives from one that just, well, drifts? According to the devotional text we're diving into today, the answer is a very specific kind of vision. We're going to break down what that vision is, where it's supposed to come from, and how it translates from ancient wisdom into a pretty practical modern blueprint. Let's jump in. The text we're analyzing kicks off with this really powerful line from the book of Proverbs. It's a stark warning, and it totally sets the stage for everything else. The idea here is that vision isn't just some corporate buzzword. It's presented as a matter of survival, a matter of fundamental purpose. Okay, so to really get what this text means by vision, it first wants us to look at the flip side. What happens when there's no vision at all? Well, the source argues that without a guiding vision, any group, any team, any organization is basically just adrift. It's like a ship without a rudder. And with no direction, there can't be a shared purpose. And without that, there's just no meaningful impact. People are just kind of going through the motions. So if a lack of vision is the problem, then what's the solution? This gets us to the absolute core concept of visionary leadership. And the text makes a really important distinction right out of the gate. Right, and here is the key, the origin of the vision. The text says it's not something a leader just sits down and invents. Instead, it's framed as a God-given purpose. It's this divinely inspired insight that aligns everyone's actions with a higher plan, getting everybody moving toward a shared spiritual goal. And here you can see the main contrast the text is trying to draw. On one side, you've got personal ambition, which, let's be honest, can be pretty self-serving. But on the other, you have this God-given vision, which is all about guiding others to fulfill a collective calling. It's really the difference between building your own kingdom versus building a shared one. So what happens when you actually put this into practice? What are the benefits? Well, the text describes this amazing ripple effect. It all starts by creating unity and real motivation. From there, it sparks personal and spiritual growth. And the long-term results? Things like intentional discipleship and a legacy that will outlast any one person. Now, theory is one thing, but what does this actually look like in the real world? The text gives us this fantastic historical case study to bring the whole idea to life, and it points to an ancient leader as the perfect example. That leader is Nehemiah, and he was facing a truly monumental task: rebuilding the completely destroyed walls of Jerusalem. The text argues his success wasn't just about luck or sheer willpower. It was the direct result of following a specific, visionary process. And the text breaks his method down into 4 really clear steps. First, he assessed the situation. He took stock of the reality on the ground. Then, he sought God's guidance for the mission. With that clarity, he developed a practical, totally actionable plan. And finally, and this part is absolutely crucial, he communicated that vision so effectively that it inspired an entire community to get to work. Now, this is a fascinating story from history, but the text is really clear that this isn't just an ancient story. It's presented as a timeless blueprint for leadership, and here's how it makes that connection to today. The argument it makes is actually super simple and direct. That exact same 4-step process can be applied anywhere, whether you're leading a small team at work or a huge ministry. Assess the need, seek a higher purpose, create a clear plan, and then share that plan in a way that inspires people to act. The context might change, but the principles, they stay the same. And this is where the source material makes a big pivot. It moves from just explaining the idea to pushing for its application. It argues that just understanding the concept isn't enough. The real goal is to actually do something with it. It does this by turning the focus right back onto the audience, asking for a moment of self-reflection. It asks you to think about your own leadership roles, whether they're big or small, and to question if there's a true why behind the what of what you do every day. After that moment of reflection, the text definitely doesn't leave things open-ended. It all leads up to a final, direct call to action, a clear set of instructions for anyone who's ready to lead with this kind of purpose. It all boils down to these 3 final commands. First, to declare that you will lead with a God-given vision. Second, to commit to guiding and inspiring other people. And third, to mobilize them to faithfully fulfill that shared purpose. It's a really active and powerful way to wrap things up. And so we're left with this one last crucial question. This text draws a really sharp line between a private ambition and a shared, mobilizing vision. The challenge it leaves us with is this. How do you build that bridge from my idea to our mission? According to this source, figuring that out is the very essence of leading with vision.
Thank you for watching. Please share, like, and comment. Your host, God7, David F. Wafulu.